me ask you this way. So how do you compete with that? I mean, there's two types of people that are doing that, right? There are those that are exceptionally good at triggering psychological responses in prospects, but who don't necessarily really understand what's going on in real estate, right? And so it's a major hazard. Then you have legitimate sponsors who've worked hard, are still working hard, and they understand the business, but they also understand that if they don't fly the high return flag, they're going to lose a lot of opportunity with investors who are gravitating to, that which glitters must be gold type of returns. So how do you deal with that? It's actually conversations that I've had with other folk who are like you, who are conservative. How do you deal with that? How do you explain to an investor who maybe isn't sophisticated that the highest IRR doesn't necessarily always win?
Yeah, I think it's an important point. An important thing to note is that we don't view ourselves as competing with that type of group, right? And if you're part of Alpha and you pay attention to what we're doing and what we're writing, you should hopefully be able to recognize those things pretty easy, right? And yeah, that's just kind of a big part of it. We are not trying to play that game, and that's why we have a smaller network, because it's easier to ultimately communicate those things, right? And in a vacuum, we even know internally, right? Throw risk to the side. If we put a deal up that has a higher IRR, everything else being equal, there will be more interest from our investor network in the higher IRR deal, right? People as individuals do not do a great job of making investment decisions on a risk-adjusted basis, right? And that's part of the role that we play in this process, right? Because we're going through the exercise of flying out, touring the property, touring all the comps, making sure that the business plan is actually feasible, that there's a substantial amount of downside protection. And so when we share a deal with our network, we already believe internally that the deal makes sense on a risk-adjusted basis. And investors get to choose which deals they do or do not want to participate in.